2 o'clock on the dot.
Well, it's only 5 past. He's gone to answer phone.
Flaming hammer tonight. First site meeting, and they can't even manage to drag themselves out here on time.
Well, they're probably terrified they'll be spotted with the surveyor and then lynched by an angry mob of yokels desperate to save the cricket pitch.
I'm surprised they haven't been burning me effigy on the wicket already.
That'll come in a bit, love. I take it you have seen the Wicker Man.
Oh, no. Don't bother you, then, being associated with the Antichrist of property development.
What, the profit you're going to make on these houses? I tell you, I only wish I'd have thought of it when I had the cash.
Where the hell have you lot been?
So what's this shrink gonna do exactly?
Try and get her to talk. See if they can work out what's messed her head up so much.
We mean hypnotise her or something?
Whatever it takes. I'm gonna have to get going. Do you fancy giving us a hand with a muck spreader?
Well, that's a tricky one, but I'll pass, thanks. I don't get covered in it. Don't want you stinking a slurry at the birthday tea now, do we?
Yeah. Yeah, forget the fact that Victoria's head's screwed up. Just carry on like it's business as usual, shall we?
You know what's going to happen, don't you? She's going to tell the psychiatrist about us.
At the moment, I couldn't care less, as long as she starts speaking.
Robert, we agreed. It's way too early. We don't want anyone to get hurt.
I just wanted to go back to being irritating Victoria who wouldn't shut up. I can't stand seeing her like this.
Yeah, and what do we do if she does tell, eh?
Well, if she hasn't dropped us in it by tonight, then we stick to the plan. Get the party over with, then I'll try and get her on her own. See if I can't do something to talk around, eh?
You can't condone Zoe's behaviour.
That's just speculation. We don't know that for sure. And the fact of the matter is that baby will be given a better start at home farm than he would with his own mother.
Oh, what? So Zoe's the better option? Why? Because she can throw more money at him?
She can offer him the chance to grow up in a secure and loving environment. An opportunity he would not get from his natural mother.
And what about his sister? Or does Debbie's pain not matter?
Debbie's pain is only part of the bigger picture. Ministry is not about imposing our own views on others, nor is it about taking sides. It's about understanding why people do what they do and offering support, reconciliation, forgiveness, whether we approve of their actions or not. We're here to minister, not to judge.
Hiya. Emily said you wanted to see me, so we're around.
How about coming back to work? For good, this time.
But we miss you. The customers miss you. My stomach can't take much more of Val's special lard-laced lunch menu.
Well, you're just gonna have to get used to it. I have lost my mojo. Whatever culinary skills I once had, they've gone. Boom, just like that.
You're out of practice. You just need to get your hand in, that's all.
Get your review in the Hot and Courier that says you're the worst place to eat out in North Yorkshire. I don't think so.
I'm not hiring another chef, so you either come back to work or we shut down the kitchen.
Think of all the business we'd have to turn away.
We'd be bankrupt in 6 months. Me and Louise would have to sell up.
You know that pile of rubble on the way to Hotton? That was a pub once. A pub that stopped serving meals.
Heartbreaking to see this place go the same way. Just 'cause Marlon let us down.
Oh, all right. But on your heads be it.
We could build right up to the boundaries.
As I recommended in my original report, to maximise metre square profit margin.
Good.
Very good.
Ethics, Mr. Banks. There's no non-quantity to this lot.
I suspect I can no longer adhere to client confidentiality.
So you took the king's shilling?
I take exception to that, Mr. Skelton. I have a very cordial business arrangement with Mr. King. What exactly is your business here, Mr. Skelton?
I've got measure of yours, and it's damn well not cricket.
Is there anything else? Only I've got a pretty tight schedule this afternoon.
So you're going ahead then, eh? Eviscerating village for your own personal gain?
Capitalism, Mr. Skelton.
Gross opportunism, Mr. King.
Well, we'll agree to differ then, shall we? Come on, lads. Let the surveyor get on with his job.
What do you want a surveyor for? You've not got planning permission yet.
Permission's a formality. We want those bulldozers ready to roll the day we get it.
Disturbed child, she said.
Hey, Victoria, do you fancy bobbing upstairs to get changed?
I'm just looking at her from the psychiatrist's point of view. Sitting there, silent, with that dummy on her knee. She looked like a lunatic child, never mind disturbed.
I'm sure the psychiatrist's seen it all before. So what did she reckon?
Something called elective mutism, brought on by trauma.
What?
I had to sit and listen to that po-faced woman tell me my own daughter's been traumatised, as if I wouldn't know something's happened to her. She's probably been more traumatised by what she's been through this morning. Shaking like a leaf she was when she went in, as if she'd done something wrong.
Traumatised by what?
Well, she didn't say it in so many words, but I knew what she was getting at. She thinks Victoria's been abused, doesn't she?
No.
Felt like she was sizing me up, wondering if I'd done God knows what to my own daughter. I felt sick, Diane, physically sick.
She actually accused you of that?
Oh, no, well, she's cleverer than that, wasn't she? But now she's got suspicions, she'll get social workers and God knows who else involved.
But what can have happened? She's never out of your sight apart from when she's at school or with me or the boys.
Yeah, school swear blind, nothing weird's gone on that they know of.
Think back to what she was doing on the day she went quiet. Can you remember?
Same as she usually does. Oh, I can't remember offhand.
I reckon that's the key. Retrace her steps, work out what she was doing that day that was different, and we're halfway there.
So, I thought we could blow some of my hard-earned cash. Go to the pictures and then come home via the takeaway. What do you reckon? Well, you could try and look enthusiastic, Debbie.
Why?
Because Tom has given me a sub on my first pay packet and because I'd like to treat you, that's why.
Yeah? Well, the only thing I want from you is my brother back.
Look, Debbie, will you just zip it? Because that is never going to happen.
Right, so you can just sell your newborn baby and forget about him, can you?
And the whole lot went up in smoke thanks to you and your little match girl impressions. So if I were you, young lady, I would be grateful that me and your father are still putting a roof over your head after what you did to us. Do you realise what we could have done with that money, you selfish little cow?
I wish you'd think about the effect your words might be having on your daughter.
I'd button it if I were you, until you have a clue what you're sounding off about.
Can't you see how much she's hurting?
Look, why don't you go and fiddle with your rosaries, or whatever it is you godmothers do. And you just stay out of our business, do you hear me?
She was with you, Robert, the day before she went quiet. Think back for something. Anything that could have set her off.
I've tried, Dad. I can't remember anything.
Did you take her out of the house, to the playground, or the shop?
No.
Did anybody come to the house?
No.
If there's anything you want to tell me, I won't give you any grief.
Maybe you took your eye off her for 5 minutes and she gave you the slip.
And don't you think I would have said something by now?
It could have been something completely innocuous. Remember, what's scary to a little girl isn't necessarily frightening to us.
When I was her age, next door's Jack Russell went for me. Took my sherbet dip right out my hand. Never been able to stand them since. The dogs, not the sherbet.
Are you absolutely sure you can't put your finger on anything?
I've told you, Dad. I've got no idea.
Well, so what's gone on?
Right, I think we're ready to eat. Victoria! Come on, sweetheart. Dinner's ready.
Alfie doesn't want any dinner.
Diane's not talking to Alfie, she's talking to you. You've got to say, answer when you're spoken to.
Right. Let's have our guest of honour sitting here. Andy, you sit there and Katie there.
How can she live with herself after what she's done?
That, I am afraid, is between your mother and her conscience.
Well, you reckon she has one, do you?
I'm sure she honestly believes that she's acted in everyone's best interest.
Right, so you're on her side now.
No, but sometimes we have to put our own pain aside. We have to think outside the box, see the bigger picture, you know?
So you reckon I should just keep my mouth shut, forget I ever had a brother?
No, I don't. What you think, what you're feeling, it matters. It matters very much. Don't let anyone ever persuade you otherwise. Look, I better go along, or I'll be late for evensong. Do you want to come on?
I'm not in the mood tonight.
Okay. Well, you know where I am. Anytime.
Maybe you could get hypnotised. See if you can get her to remember.
What a lovely meal, Diane. Gone to a lot of trouble.
Is Victoria going to have to go back to the psychiatrist or what?
Well, she's got another appointment, but I won't be taking her back.
Dad, the doctor's not referred her for a laugh.
Do you think I don't know that? We'll deal with this our own way. Been enough damage done already. We won't have them off our back now as it is, or social services. We all know what happens when they get involved.
When I was in care, there were kids that behaved like her. But they'd have bad things happen to them. Really bad.
What are you getting at?
Nothing, Dad. I'm just worried about her, that's all.
We all are. Let's just take an hour out and try and enjoy Robert's birthday meal. Come back to the table, Victoria. Finish your dinner.
So you've decided what you're doing for your proper birthday yet?
As opposed to your improper birthday. Never mind.
Well, whatever it is, it's going to start with his dad buying him his first pint.
Cheers, Dad.
Oh, try and eat a bit more, Victoria. You haven't touched your beef.
Victoria says beef's horrid. She says she's a vegetarian.
Dad, what are you doing?
No more, Alfie. From now on, you speak for yourself or you keep your mouth well and truly shut. Understood? Oh, what's the use? Get up to your room.
I'm no psychiatrist, but I don't think that was the best way to deal with a traumatised child.
Look, can we just stop talking about Victoria for 5 minutes?
Don't you care about what's disturbed your sister?
Robert didn't mean he didn't care, Jack. Did you, Robert?
I'm as worried as anyone, but we're not going to sort her head out tonight, are we?
Right. Thanks for having me. I think I best leave you all to it.
You don't have to go, love.
Well, it's been great, Diane, but let's call it a night, eh?
You can't just walk out when Diane's gone to all this trouble.
Let's do the birthday thing when we're all in the mood to celebrate.
Robert! I'm sorry, son. I didn't mean to ruin your night. It's just... I'm up to here with all this.
It's fine, Dad. I know. Some other time, eh?
Just wish there was something we could do.
Look, I'm going to see you in there. I said I'd go round to my mum's and my new skirts are right from the catalogue.
Yeah, whatever. I'll see you later.
Hey, you're forgetting something. Look, I'm sorry about your dad. I'm sorry about Victoria. See ya!
She's kept this going for so long. She's not going to talk until she's ready.
Yeah, but I want to help her. I can't do that if I can't get through to her. What the hell am I supposed to do?
You can start by seeing it from her point of view.
I've done nothing else.
And you're going to have to give Alfie back.
The only place Alfie's going is on the fire.
If you take him away, she'll feel you're punishing her again for whatever awful things happened to her.
I suppose, if you put it that way. Blessed thing gives me the screaming abdabs. But if you think it'll help...
I know it will. Come on, Alfie. Thank you, Diane.
Well, don't you start. Diane. Tell her I'm sorry, won't you?
It's making a fuss about nothing. No way a social service is going to get involved. It's not as if anything really awful's happened to her, is it?
How do you know?
What could happen to a kid like that round here?
There's perverts all over the place. When I find out who it is, I'll beat Dad to it. We both will, won't we, Rob?
Sure we will.
Look, didn't you say one of us had to get back to do the lambs? Look, I'll go if you want.
No. I'll do it. You stay and keep birthday boy company.
You sure?
Yeah. I'll see you later, Mrs. Sugden.
this close to telling him the truth.
But we can't, Rob. Not yet, OK?
Oh, so we let Dad think she's been abused, do we?
It's thin end at Wedge. Let Kings get away with cricket pitch, and by next year, you won't recognise this place.
Well, new affordable housing has to go up somewhere.
That's exactly what it won't be. The Kings are building for profit. They're not interested in giving young families the opportunity to own their own homes.
Modest bottom line with fellas like that. Morally bankrupt. No price of everything and value of nothing.
Well, don't you think we should see what they have in mind before we start to damn their intentions?
No need. Give them an inch and next thing you know, we'll be driven from his homes, be hordes of second homers in flash 4x4s. We need to resist. Get organised to fight the presser and present a united front.
Fighting talk, Jarvis.
He's right. He's right. What are we going to say to our children in years to come when we're surveying the ruins of our village? That we stood by, did nothing, let them walk all over us?
If you'd be so kind as to donate a piece of paper and a marker pen, Robert. We've had enough of this coffee table proselytising. What we need is action. Gentlemen, I give you residents of Emmerdale against redevelopment. I can see it now. Rear. Just watch us roar.
Your dad... He feels he should be able to protect you from all the nasty things in the world. And because he hasn't been able to do that, he got upset. And because he doesn't know how to make things better, he got more upset. He felt he'd let you down. Can you understand that, Victoria? Whatever's happened to you, whatever you've done, you can tell him. Or me, if you'd rather. Nobody's going to be cross with you. You're not in any trouble. I promise. OK. How about Alfie? Let's see what he thinks about all this upset, shall we?
She's my sister, Katie. It's killing me that I could hurt her so much. And we did this to her, so we've got to sort it out.
Rob, remember what we said. We're going to take our time. If we blow it now...
Yeah, well, we weren't to know everything was going to go mental, were we?
Yeah, and what about Andy? We agreed we'd never hurt Andy.
But we've hurt Victoria. And I can't live with that. So we've got to sort it out before it's too late. But she's a kid, Katie. She didn't have to get caught up in all this.
I mean, we're going to have to tell Jack.
We're going to have to tell my dad.
Alfie knows everything there is to know about you, doesn't he? And Alfie doesn't want you to be scared or unhappy. He wants you laughing and joking and chattering your head off like he used to do, doesn't he? So, if I come very close to Alfie like this, he can whisper in my ear what it is that's upset you, can't he? So, Alfie, are you ready?
Victoria saw Robert and Katie kissing.
Are you sure?
Robert said bad things would happen to her.
Thank you, Alfie. That's very interesting. And now, if you don't mind, can me and Victoria have a little chat?
I was wondering when the NIMBY Brigade would start getting their knickers in a knot.
There's me thinking you were happy in your work, Mr. Skelton.
You might pay me wages. Don't mean you bought me heart and soul.
But we do expect loyalty from that.
A man's entitled to his own opinion.
Well, some people might think there's a conflict of interest here.
Sounds like a threat to me.
His job's safe enough for the moment. We anticipated that a few small-minded, unprogressive types might try and throw a spanner in the works. Well, you can protest till you're blue in the face. It won't make any difference to our plans. Pint, please, Bob, and whatever Mr. Skelton's having.
No, thanks. I'll buy me own.
Don't want to be compromised, eh?
If you'll excuse me, I'm just off to drum up some support.
Drum away.
positive thing is, she's speaking by herself again.
What, you got her to talk? You got her to tell you what happened?
And you're not going to like it. She saw Robert and Katie together.
What do you mean together? They're always together.
She saw them kissing.
Robert and Katie? You sure she didn't mean Andy and Katie?
She realises she saw something she shouldn't. That's what's been upsetting her.
Thank God. I was thinking paedophiles, child abuse, all sorts.
She saw Robert and Katie kissing, Jack.
Well, there's all kinds of different ways of kissing. Are you sure she means what you think she means?
She said he threatened her, made her promise not to tell. Told her it was to be their little secret.
Robert never do that. Not to his own sister.
She's not making it up. She saw them up at the farm, on Katie's bed. I'm sorry.